by the Sentinel tribe.
People with their bows and arrows
to North Sentinel Island.
Is no more and whiskers with an arrow by
the first glimpse of the Sentinel Island.
Contact with the tribe is illegal, even after 2000.
North Sentinel Island, located in the Bay of Bengal in the Indian Ocean, is a small island that is part of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. What sets this island apart from the others in the archipelago is the fact that it is inhabited by a group of people known as the Sentinels, who have had little to no contact with the outside world. In this video, we will explore the history, current status, and controversies surrounding this mysterious place. The Sentinels people are one of the few remaining uncontacted tribes in the world. They are believed to have lived on North Sentinel Island for tens of thousands of years, and their ancestors are thought to have been among the first humans to migrate out of Africa. Despite numerous attempts to establish contact with the Sentinels, very little is known about their culture, language, and way of life. The few outsiders who have encountered the Sentinels describe them as fiercely independent and highly protective of their way of life. One of the earliest recorded encounters between outsiders and the Sentinels took place in 1867 when a British naval officer named Maurice Fidel Portman came across the island while conducting a survey of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. He made several attempts to make contact with the Sentinels, but he was met with hostility and had to retreat. In the years that followed, several attempts were made to establish contact with the Sentinels, but all were unsuccessful. More recently, there have been a few attempts to establish contact with the Sentinels. In 1991, a team of researchers from the Anthropological Survey of India landed on the island, but they were met with hostility from the Sentinels and had to retreat. In 2006, two fishermen accidentally drifted onto the shores of North Sentinel Island and were killed by the Sentinels. These incidents prompted the Indian government to establish strict restrictions on access to the island. Today, North Sentinel Island is one of the most restricted places on Earth. Visitors and researchers are strictly forbidden from setting foot on the island. The Indian government has established a 3-mile exclusion zone around the island to protect the Sentinels people from outside influences. The restrictions are in place to protect the Sentinels people who have no immunity to many common diseases, as well as to prevent outsiders from disrupting their way of life. Despite the restrictions, there have been a few recorded incidents of outsiders making contact with the Sentinels. One of the most famous encounters took place in 1974 when a young American woman named Judith Gallegos landed on the island with a few companions. The group was confronted by a group of Sentinels warriors who shot arrows at them. Gallegos was struck in the leg but survived the attack. In a later interview, Gallegos described the experience as terrifying and said that the Sentinels were incredibly fierce. There have also been reports of a mysterious boat that is said to appear near the island from time to time. The boat, which is rumored to be owned by a wealthy businessman, is said to be stocked with gifts such as coconuts and live pigs, which are left on the shore for the Sentinels. The boat is believed to be anchored just outside the exclusion zone, and its occupants are said to use a drone to observe the Sentinels from a safe distance. The restrictions on access to North Sentinel Island have sparked a heated debate about the rights of the Sentinels people and the benefits and drawbacks of establishing contact with them. Some argue that the island should be left, despite the growing fascination with the mysterious Sentinels people and their way of life. The Indian government continues to maintain strict restrictions on access to North Sentinel Island. The isolation of the Sentinels people is of utmost importance to their survival and well-being. The risks associated with establishing contact with them are simply too high, and the benefits are unclear. In the end, the story of North Sentinel Island is a complex and multifaceted one, with no easy answers or solutions. It raises important questions about cultural diversity, human rights, and the ethical implications of our actions. It reminds us of the importance of respecting the autonomy and self-determination of indigenous peoples. and the need for ongoing efforts to protect their rights and preserve their way of life. As we continue to explore and learn about our world, it is essential to approach such topics with an open mind and a deep sense of curiosity and respect. While there is much we can learn from the unique and ancient culture of the Sentinel people, we must also recognize and respect their right to remain isolated and untouched by the outside world. Only by doing so can we ensure that they continue to thrive and preserve their cultural heritage for generations to come.
For the cheapest flight booking, hotels, and taxi booking, must visit our website universetravels.net. Also, we share more popular destinations there. Link is given description below.